Yeah, in the new capacity.
The new capacity?
Yeah.
First so and then tomorrow.
So to the EU tomorrow, also Minister of European Integration.
Yes, and tomorrow closing.
Immediately.
Research and development. Paradoxically speaking, because from the EU perspective,
Okay.
and introduced sanctions.
A sad si njega pomamio. I think it's really good, yeah.
Yeah, but it's important.
Finally, you can I will not delay it. Exactly. They are looking to...
Let me welcome on behalf of the European Union, Lahovic. For me as well. Next time I'll try to.
First one.
Sve super.
Kao kad dolaziš iz Crne Gore, pa sad sam bez sveo,
journalists in Montenegro and also some dramatizing and neglecting and a good story for the enlargement. Would you?
Do you have more questions? Yes, please.
Of March in order to really advance during the Irish presidency, as it is the 10th anniversary of
Prime Minister Samaras says that when the Council will examine on the basis of the report, which will be confirmed that whether the Macedonia will get.
It's a year to celebrate for enlargement. I think that happened.
We have actually devoted a lot of time.
There is nothing in.
My press statement will be of two parts, one on the accession conference with Montenegro at ministerial level, as was mentioned, and the second part is on the third EU-Montenegro Stabilization and Association Council, which we just concluded. On the first, the accession conference, following the decision for the opening of accession negotiations for Montenegro on 29 June 2012, the presidency proceeded today with the opening and the provisional closing of the chapter 25, Science and Research, the first chapter to be opened in the accession negotiations with Montenegro. Today's development constitutes a significant first step in Montenegro's negotiations and can provide a strong impetus for further progress in its EU path. Enlargement has been one of the highest priorities of the Cyprus presidency, and since the beginning of our presidency we have expressed our readiness to exert all efforts to advance accession negotiations with Montenegro. Today, we see the results of our common efforts, and for that I would like to thank all member states, the European Commission, and in particular Commissioner Füle, and member states for their close and constructive cooperation. On this occasion, the presidency would like to commend the good progress achieved in the analytical examination, the screening of the EU acquis, with the completion of the outcome of screening for the key chapters 23, Justice and Fundamental Rights, and chapter 24, Justice, Freedom and Security. In line with the negotiating framework, these two chapters, which are important for the rule of law, are being addressed early in the negotiations. Montenegro must now identify its efforts and build on the progress made on the basis of the recent General Affairs Council conclusions. On the third EU-Montenegro Stabilization and Association Council, this was held today, and the meeting provided a timely opportunity to review the overall state of relations between the European Union and Montenegro, and more particularly the progress made by Montenegro in its preparations for accession. The Stabilization and Association Council noted that the screening process was well advanced and that Montenegro was gradually establishing its negotiation structures. The Council welcomed the fact that working groups for the negotiating chapters included representatives of the civil society and stressed the importance of inclusiveness of the reform process. Moreover, the Council reviewed the state of Montenegro's preparations for accession, starting with the political criteria, recalling the importance attached to the area of rule of law and fundamental rights. The Stabilization Association Council welcomed that the EU has finalized the examination of the screening reports for the chapters 23 and 24. The Stabilization and Association Council welcomed the formation of a new government in Montenegro and expressed its confidence that this government would maintain the reform momentum. Montenegro's commitment to regional cooperation and its constructive role in maintaining regional stability were commended. The Stabilization Association Council encouraged Montenegro to continue working towards finding mutually acceptable solutions to the pending border issues with other countries of the Western Balkans. Concerning the economic criteria, the Stabilization Association Council welcomed the fact that despite a difficult economic context, Montenegro managed to broadly preserve its macroeconomic stability and encouraged Montenegro to take appropriate measures, notably to improve the business environment. The Stabilization Association Council particularly welcomed the progress made by Montenegro in the area of the judiciary and fundamental rights and encouraged Montenegro to address remaining shortcomings. Furthermore, the Stabilization and Association Council reviewed the situation as regards pre-accession assistance, which is provided by the European Union through the Instrument for Pre-Accession Association Assistance. Finally, the Council had an exchange of views concerning recent developments in the Western Balkans. Thank you.
Is an important part of Copenhagen criteria, and the Council acts through consensus on these kind of issues. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, the text cannot be clearer on what we have meant, and I hope that particularly the politicians in the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia and Skopje will understand what it is all about and will turn this chance into an opportunity to move forward. Now, on Montenegro, each and every country is assessed based on its merit. The credibility means a lot for the Commission, and it tries not only to talk about it, it tries not only to deliver on it, but it tries also to put together the accession negotiation in such a way that the credibility is being strengthened. While Montenegro has a number of the challenges against, and by the way, I refer to some of them, and there were others we referred to in our discussions today. Montenegro is also the first country which is to open the chapters 22-24 among the first one, and to close those chapters among the last one. So Montenegro will be the country which has to prove the credible track record beyond any doubt, with the member states not only behind the steering wheels of this process at the beginning and at the end, but actually throughout. And it might take years, because there are so-called interim benchmarks in those two chapters, just to make sure that whatever concerns we still might have here and there, whatever the challenge is there for authorities in Montenegro, that through that process we will address those issues effectively and beyond any doubt.
Well, good day to everyone. As a lot has been already said on the contents of the meetings we had today, let me take this opportunity to thank the Cypriot presidency, Minister Makulis, the member states, also European Commission, Commissioner File, for continuous support we've been receiving and encouragement to continue with reforms and to continue with our efforts so that enlargement process is kept active following the decision to open accession talks back in June 2012, this year. Altogether, I was really honored to have Montenegrin delegation today at the second intergovernmental conference that was dealing with Chapter 25 and also third Stabilization Association Council meeting at which we checked progress in reforms, political, economic criteria, and also checked progress in absorbing acquis. And altogether, I think we've had a very successful year for Montenegro with regards to European integration process. We have, through the middle of this year, we opened accession talks, and today we held the first more substantive talks on the Chapter 25, which we opened and provisionally closed, which I believe is a very important day for Montenegrin European integration process. It is also important because I believe it keeps enlargement agenda as a high priority for the European Union. I'm thankful for that because in difficult times of dealing with economic crisis, it is very important to continue sending signals of encouragement to countries from the Western Balkans who plan to or intend to pursue reforms in order to deserve eventual membership into the European Union. I'd like to assure everyone that Montenegro continues with the same commitment as even throughout the process of parliamentary elections. We did not stop in creating necessary negotiating structure to meet all the challenges lying ahead of the integration process. So I hope that next year will be equally successful. We hope to open more chapters next year, but we also hope to finalize drafting of the action plans for the two very important chapters, 23 and 24. Based on the new approach of the European Commission, we hope to open those two chapters early in the negotiating process, and along with more screening to come and more chapters to come, devote all of our capacities and energies into meeting necessary items on the future action plans. Once again, I'd like to thank you, and we remain open that if there is any further queries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy that we are here today, among other things, to open and provisionally close Chapter 25, Science and Research, that I might say is a step forward not only for Montenegrin science, but also for Montenegro society on their path towards European Union. I would say that it means for our scientific community that we should probably even more strongly accept and fulfill all the requirements in order to implement our three strategic goals, which are increasing level of our scientific community, further bilateral and international cooperation, and strengthening links between science and business in our society. I would also say that I would mention three aspects of closure of the Chapter 25 for Montenegro. First of all, of course, it would mean a lot to Montenegrin scientific community, meaning that we would have to do further steps to comply with European standards that would keep us motivated to work more hard, and to actually from day to day increase the level of our scientific community. Then it will probably mean for our scientific society further openness towards European Union and more possibilities towards EU funds for science. It will also mean a better position of Montenegro scientific community into the European research area. The second aspect that I consider very important is that this step will open a new phase for Montenegro society and will open a new phase for our negotiations with the European Union. It will for sure mean motivation for our working groups and for the whole team that is leading the EU integration process in Montenegro. Of course, the third, but last but not the least, the third aspect is that this would mean further motivation for the region, meaning that as Montenegro was successful in opening and closing its first chapter, it should be a motivation and a push factor to our region, to other countries, to also work hard and to also comply with EU standards and make further steps towards it. Thank you.
Nice to see you. Good to see you. You're quite strictly than like that. So, very nice to welcome you here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please have a seat over there. I'll sit this way. Go forward.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
I had finally to move this picture.
We were talking about the.
Looks like it's finger.
I got this is from you. It's from you.
Mislim da bez obzira što se na prvi pogled radi o rutinskoj posjeti, mislim da je izuzetno suštinski važna za budućnost Crne Gore, za perspektivu Crne Gore u evropskim integracijama. Rekao bih da ima i određene pozitivne implikacije na cijeli region, jer ipak kada svi očekujemo da Hrvatska za koji mjesec uđe u Evropsku uniju bude punopravni član, Crna Gora je ta koja vodi pregovore i to je jako važna poruka ne samo za Crnu Goru, već i cijeli region. Dodatno, mi smo juče otvorili i privremeno zatvorili već jedno poglavlje. Neki će reći to je najlakše i tako dalje, ali ja mislim da je suštinski važno da smo mi otpočeli proces pristupnih razgovora, da smo ga otpočeli u ovoj godini, dakle nakon nekoliko mjeseci nakon formalnog otvaranja procesa razgovora i da smo, bez obzira što smo imali nedavno izbore, potom biranje nove vlade i tako dalje, iskoristili to vrijeme da formiramo pregovaračku strukturu i već smo duboko u takozvanoj fazi screeninga, što znači naredne godine očekivanje da još jedan broj poglavlja otvorimo, nadam se neka i zatvorimo. Među najvažnijima... Pa, rekao bih da se mijenja na način što smo, čini mi se, sada više prominentni u regionu, da se na neki način od nas očekuje da daljom posvećenošću ovom procesu ostvarujemo i taj pozitivni uticaj i na zemlje u regionu. Dakle, ja se nadam da će 2013. proces proširenja, kada je naš region u pitanju, biti nastavljen, da će jedan broj zemalja dobiti status kandidata, da će jedan broj zemalja uspjeti da otvore pregovore. To naravno zahtjeva punu posvećenost, dinamizam odnosa, spremnost u nekom trenutku i da odustanete od maksimalističkih zahtjeva, spremnost u nekom trenutku da razmišljate više o tome kako će vaša zemlja ili region izgledati za 10 godina, a manje o tome da li će to uticati na javno mnijenje pa će podrška vaše vlade ili partiji izgubiti koji procentni poen i tako dalje. Mislim da je konačno važno da mi kao region pokažemo poruku da smo spremni da pređemo neku liniju i da utičemo na ukupno sazrijevanje, zato sazrijevanje svijesti. Tako da je iz tog razloga, čini mi se, uloga Crne Gore sada na neki način malo drugačija i moguće da nosimo malo više odgovornosti ne samo za proces evropske integracije u Crnoj Gori, nego mislim da to može imati pozitivne efekte i šire. Tako da ono što nas očekuje naredne godine jeste puna posvećenost procesu europskih integracija i samim tim stvaranju uslova da građani osjete koji su to benefiti od procesa integracija, da već nakon zatvaranja privremenog oblasti koja se tiče nauke, oni koji su neposredno vezani za to osjete neke benefite, pristup nekim novim fondovima, nekim novim mogućnostima i to je, čini mi se, važno za ukupno sazrijevanje svijesti o tome da Europska unija i europske integracije nisu neki udaljen, detaširan proces koji se tiče nekoga tamo, a ne nas koji svakodnevno prolazimo kroz razne životne probleme, nego da se upravo prožimaju ta dva procesa i da ono što je ideja jeste kad završimo da kao društvo sazrijemo, da imamo dobre institucije i da kao građani možemo očekivati od naše države, odnosno institucija, da naše probleme rešavaju na efikasniji, efektivniji način.
Da li može konkretno sa sastanka sa Fileom, možda neke upute, neki posebni naglasci baš od strane?
Mogu li ja da se nadovežem na to da čujemo od vas, mi od Sanina smo čuli da se nadaju na jesen otvaranje poglavlja 23-24 i najava još i nekih tokom narednog.
Da, znači irsko predsjedavanje počinje 1. januara. Irska će biti zainteresovana za otvaranje još jednog broja poglavlja. Mislim da je važno isto tako istaći da mi u potpunosti djelujemo kompatibilno sa novim pristupom Europske komisije, zato što za otvoriti poglavlje 23 i 24 potrebno je vrijeme da bi se uradili skrininzi, da bi se pripremili izvještaji, da bi se nakon toga uradili akcijni planovi koji omogućavaju realizaciju obaveza iz tih poglavlja. Tako da za sve to treba određeno vrijeme i mi smo već u tom procesu i očekujemo u drugoj polovini naredne godine da bi se mogli steći uslovi da otvorimo poglavlje 23 i 24. U skladu sa novim modelom to će značiti da mi tokom čitavog procesa usaglašavanja pratimo i napredak u tim oblastima kako zaista ne bi bilo nikakvih dvojbi da onog trenutka kada smo spremni za potpisivanje evropskog ugovora to bude neka vrsta prepreke ili zabrinutost da li smo mi zaista uspjeli da se izborimo sa tim problemom. Tako da je to izazov koji dijeli čitav region, to je proces koji će sve zemlje morati da prođu i na taj način Crna Gora jeste neko ko će predvoditi i u smislu izgradnje novog iskustva, dakle novog modela koji će važiti za sve zemlje aspirante našeg regiona.
Hvala vam.
Ako može samo kratko, gospodin File, nešto možda konkretno, neke konkretne upute ili ste više samo rezimirali, pogledali?
Pa na neki način smo rezimirali i dogovorili se koji je to mehanizam saradnje za narednu godinu, s obzirom da, kao što sam kazao, već očekuje nastavak procesa koji podrazumijeva i naravno i odgovarajuću političku posvećenost tom procesu, jer koliko god da ti pregovori izgledaju tehničkog karaktera, oni moraju biti na neki način politički nadzirani. Dakle, potrebno je s vremena na vrijeme uticati ili na ubrzavanje nekih procesa ili donošenje odluka koji su važni da bi se pojedine obaveze dovele do kraja. Tako da i u tom smislu bila razmjena mišljenja i o tome kakva je, kao sam kazao, kakva sada očekivanja moguće imajući u vidu i okolnost da Crna Gora je otvorila, vodi pregovore s Europskom unijom, da je to sada da je u ovom trenutku jedina zemlja iz našeg regiona koja je u takvoj poziciji i kakav to može imati efekat na druge zemlje regiona.
It's not bad.
En je zocht dat we om en eigen college waar je wordt fietsen, No, it's honestly, I mean, the only agenda is Montenegro. That was true. It was the place that I like very much. And the recent times as well.
Right, so good to see you again. Once again, thanks for your support. Successful day yesterday.
Well, I think that it was the culmination of two very busy days. Yesterday we had the Association Council and the Intergovernmental Conference. We were opening the first chapter, negotiating chapter, and closing it at the same time, and preparing the ground for the future work. And that was what we were discussing today with the minister, which are the next steps, which are the next elements of the common work that we need to do together in the coming months.
Can you give us some detail of that?
Like some tell us about doing action plans? What are the next steps?
Well, I mean, as you know, one of the most important elements of our common work concerns the cluster of rule of law, so what we call chapters 23 and 24 in jargon, the chapters relating to the judicial system, and to all the elements related to rule of law, which are very important. We have already completed the initial screening work with the country. Now Montenegro is preparing the action plan. They will have to be discussed by the Council, and on the basis of this action plan, the negotiations should be opened. But we have discussed also which other areas and which other negotiating chapters could be opened in the meantime, and that's related essentially to industrial policy, competition, which I think can be also helpful for the priorities of the government that, as we have been told, is focusing on one hand on how to help the country coming out from the economic, let's say not the economic situation, it's still growing, but not as rapidly as it should, and the other big priority is the European integration process.
Do you think that for Montenegro it's very important to open chapters 23 and 24 as soon as possible? And when do you expect that it is realistic that they will be open?
Well, in terms of timing, it's a little bit difficult to say because it will depend very much on how long will it take to finalize the action plans, how long will it take the discussion in the Council on this. But we are confident that this could be done by next autumn, more or less. So that's as far as chapter 23 and 24 are concerned. But again, in the meantime, we hope to be able to open also a certain number of other chapters, and by June 2013, we would like to complete the screening processes for all the chapters. That chapter 23 and 24 are important, there is no doubt. It's, let's say, the core of the of all the others, as they call the mothers and the fathers of all the other chapters. It is true that the rule of law is an issue of particular attention for the European Union, for all the countries of the Western Balkans. It's not only for Montenegro. This also is a consequence of the system, how it used to be in the past, so there is more work to be done in that perspective, but we are also confident that this work will be done properly. We are also confident that now, after the final opinion of the Council, of the Venice Commission of the Council of Europe, there will be an agreement on the constitutional changes that are needed, and this will pave the way for further progress in this area.
Thank you very much.